when I went to the hospital, they literally tried to blame my intestinal infection on cannabis. You know your body better than anyone else. You know what you go through. You know your pain. So if you feel like you need to advocate or say, no, that's not right to a doctor, say it.
Everybody! I know, I'm the one who's starting the vlog this time. I'm your favorite, I know. It's okay. Orion is sad. We were supposed to go to the park and run around and have some fun. But unfortunately, the Florida weather has said it's going to rain. Right, babe?
Yep.
So, today is going to be a more at-home-ish kind of day. You know, we had a few things planned. You know, go out with Pup, let him have fun. But those plans got ruined. So unfortunately, because we could not go to the park, we started taking care of some other things. So there's a few phone calls I had to do. One of them mainly was my GI doctor. So I had called them before, wanted to speak to the medical assistant. They were busy, and unfortunately I never got a call back. So I actually called and I spoke directly to her this time, so no middleman, thankfully. And I'm starting to get results. And I may have to do a video chat with my GI doctor and his physician assistant tomorrow. So keep an eye out for updates on that situation.
Alright, so now I'm taking over. Me and Paul are going back and forth.
Bruh, this is too much.
So we have a couple things to do. You know what? Let me just say it's funny. Because me and Jackie would always say on Mondays would be the most stressful days. Because we would have to call the doctors, get things going again. And Mondays were never fun for us. So that's what we're doing right now.
You dread your Mondays because of work. We dread our Mondays because of doctor appointments.
Seriously, guys. So we have to... Called already Paul's GI. I got an appointment set up for tomorrow. He hasn't been feeling the best on Humira, so we'll definitely give an update on that tomorrow. I did write to my gyno and ask for a couple referrals because I thought that's where we were at our appointment. And she said she would give me referrals, and now she's kind of making it a little difficult. But guys, you know, everybody knows their situation the best. And from my situation, I realized it's best to kind of prepare and, you know, just prep for the worst just in case. So previously we were told from other doctors, you know, be prepared, get ready, get referrals, you know, have your medical team ready before, you know, you conceive. And now this doctor's like, no, I don't think it's time, just wait until you're pregnant. Guys, that doesn't work out for me.
So you have to understand.
So pissed.
You have to understand that from us, our perspective, we both have chronic health.
You're good.
Show my ass.
Oh my god.
You have to understand that from our perspective, that, you know, having a child when you have chronic health issues is a big deal, and you have to take several steps in order to make sure that you are safe and healthy and your child is safe and healthy. So that's what we're trying to do. And some people just give so much kickback, you know, and is really frustrating because we've been told by several doctors, you need a high-risk OBGYN because that's just going to make sense for you. You have heart conditions, you have other issues. That's the way to go to avoid any problems.
Mind you guys, we have seen one in the past and never had kickback. We weren't even pregnant yet, and
or really like planning. She's like, yeah, whenever you want, come back, perfect.
She loved the high-risk OBGYN, loved it. She was just really like, sweet, yeah. I love how prepared you guys and trying to be prepared and getting your medical team lined up. Like, she's like, we never see that. And if we had more people like you, it would be easy. Honestly, I know this is going to come with it, but these are just the small issues that I deal with. That I have doctors just tell me, you'll be fine, don't worry about it, we'll see when we get there. That does not work out for me. I have done that plan in the past, and no, I definitely like to be prepared and just brace for any good, hope for good, or any bad that may happen in the future. So we're trying to get on that right now. I will not lie, guys, these situations really irk me. Because I go through this constantly. I am literally the definition of a invisible illness. You look at me, you're like, she's fine, which there's nothing wrong with her. So it feels like sometimes I actually have to prove it, such as having my port showing off to the world, or having my medical list right there showing off to people. It can be frustrating, and I've had issues in the past recently that makes me not really want to go to doctor's office anymore. You know, Jackie's passing is one of them. Her medical team, when she was in the hospital, didn't really help her situation and just told her, you're fine, there's nothing wrong with you. So yeah, it kind of sounds bad. That kind of, in a sense, traumatized Paul and I. And I have never spoken about this, only to my Patreons. In October of last year, I actually was hospitalized. I didn't like display it anywhere. You know, a lot of people tell me, oh, you just love being admitted. No. And honestly, this hospital stay was the worst hospital stay of my life. Let me just say, they looked at me and were like, you seem fine. First thing, guys, I had an intestinal infection. They didn't want to do any scans. They didn't want to do any blood work. When I went to the hospital, they literally tried to blame my intestinal infection on cannabis. They're like, you need to stop. You need to get back on these medications. They're going to help you. And I'm like, I literally had I looked at the doctor face to face. I'm not stopping. Look at my old medication list. You can see it in your system. There's 20 different medications. Now I'm practically down to 0 and they're as needed. If my pain is so bad, yeah, I have pain meds right there. Strong, good, ready to go. But guess what? Cannabis is natural. It does something so much better. It gives me an appetite. If I take those pain meds, I'm in bed, out for the count. Can't move. I'm pretty knocked out, drugged out of my mind. So at least look at cannabis. I'm able to walk around, still function. Guys, you have no idea. They literally did a full-on attack with me on cannabis. I will say it, guys, over and over and over again. You know your body better than anyone else. You know what you go through. You know your pain. So if you feel like you need to advocate or say, no, that's not right to a doctor, say it. Don't be like, okay, you're smarter than me. No, F that. I've had doctors literally tell me, you can't have it because you're a female. Yeah, I've had that. And guess what? That came from Mayo Clinic. They told me I couldn't have a condition, narcolepsy. Yeah, they said it because I was a female. And honestly, that's the reason why I really never went back.
Hello?
Maybe the doctor's office. I will not lie, guys. This kind of stuff does get my skin boiling. Because I don't want to make this about profiling or anything, but it's true. The last hospital visit I went through, they literally profiled me. They were like, you are a young Hispanic, you look fine woman. I was in the hospital for 3 days. They didn't give me any form of pain medication. They said I was fine and that I didn't need it. I won't lie, guys, I left there crying. I was like, no, never again. And it did teach me a lesson. I am gonna advocate even harder. Some of you guys are like, you already put your foot down as it is. Yeah, and still putting my foot down. The last hospital stay, they practically almost killed me. In the way that, one, they didn't want to do, when I first went into the ER, they didn't want to do any form of testing. They were like, it has to be your cannabis. You need to stop your medical cannabis. That's what they told me first. And when I kept pushing, I was like, I'm not leaving until you do a scan, blood work, or something. The doctor got mad. She didn't come back. Got a different doctor to see me. I mean, guys, it was hell. I don't know. It just seems like the medical field out there is just getting worse. Alright, guys. So I like to show you guys I don't have anything to hide. So I'm going to read what Paul wrote. Good morning. I've been told by several of my doctors that I need a high-risk OBGYN due to my multiple chronic illnesses, which is true. It really is. I have cardiac issues as well, dysautonomia and MALS. I've seen a high-risk OBGYN in the past, and she even agreed that I needed one. Yeah. Due to my insurance, I need a referral. It doesn't have to be a specific doctor, but something that says I need to see the specialist. I will find one in my network, I just need the paperwork. Yeah. Paul is really good at writing these kind of things, you know. I feel like certain times we need to know our strengths and our weaknesses. And I have a hard time communicating with people. Like, I guess the way I word things confuses them even more. But for me, I'm like, it makes sense. What are you talking about? So I definitely let Paul take over, because more times than not, I write things and yeah, people get offended, and I don't mean to offend. So Paul just got off of a phone call with the GI.
Yes.
Yeah. What was the?
So with our insurance this year, we have to have referrals from our primary to go see any and all specialists.
Guys, let me still just say our insurance is still horrible, but we're working with what we got.
Exactly. It's something is better than nothing at this point, and until next year, I can't do anything about it, so screw it for this year. This is all we have.
Yeah.
But we have to have a referral from each and every single specialist we want to go see. Before, we didn't have that. If someone said, I think you should go see a cardiologist, I can go book an appointment with a cardiologist, go and see them, and the insurance would pay for it.
Not anymore.
So I have to go see my GI and do my normal workup all the time. So I need to have an open referral from my primary care. So my primary care does it for me, like, okay, it's fine. Here's 3 referrals, 3 visits to go see your GI. After those 3, I would then have to theoretically go see my primary again.
It's been
and
difficult.
Get another referral.
It's been difficult, guys.
It's stupid, but when we went and spoke to my primary, I was like, I need these referrals automatically. I don't need to come see you because I've been seeing my GI since I was 14, 15. You know what I mean? So like, okay, no problem. So it's in the system.
Okay, that's good.
I have a appointment to do a video chat with my GI and his nurse practitioner tomorrow, and I just have to wait until the insurance says it's okay. Everything is there. I'm scheduled. The referral is in there. They just want to make sure the insurance says yes, we'll pay for it, and that's it. So it only should take another hour or 2, and then you'll get an update about it.
Guys, let me just say real quick, we've only been recording for like, what, 30 minutes? And
so much has happened.
so much has happened. Yeah, this is usually our Monday. Alright guys, another key rule that we do use on these days, and me and Jackie did practice it. Once we wake up on Monday, it could be like around 10 a.m., we make our first phone call to the doctors or insurance. You know, we had like a list ready to go. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if...
That was step 1.
That was step 1. That would be like around 10-ish. Alright, so we gave them their chance to do whatever they had to do. They didn't follow through or call us back, or we didn't get a response. We called back on the same day at 1 o'clock. Alright, we gave them another shot. Alright, waiting. Nothing happened that same day. Then we called back at 4. So usually we try to do at least 2 to 3 phone calls to show that doctor's office we mean business. Come on. And guys, there's nothing wrong with that. You guys may see it as a little pushy, or why are you guys on the doctor's office? You sometimes need to be on your medical team.
And it's not necessarily your doctor. It could just be the office staff. Because sometimes we've had conversations with doctors. They go, well, why is this happening here? And I go, I don't know. You ask your medical staff or your office staff. And it's sometimes, they do get slammed. We get it. But there are some situations that if we're calling for something that's very important and we need resolved ASAP, we kind of need it resolved ASAP. When I worked super early, where I went into work at 6:30 in the morning, I remember I would be the first phone call of the day at 8 a.m. At 8:01, I would already be calling the doctor's office for her or for me. Again, before lunch, after lunch, and before the end of the day. They would get 4 phone calls from me in the day. They would already know my phone number when I called in. They'll be like, yes, Mr. Ibert.
Yeah, they sometimes know Paul by the first name. And once again, you guys may see it as pushy. This is just the medical world. You need to fight for answers. You need to fight for an appointment, fight with insurance, and it is a daily struggle. And I will not lie, Mondays were horrible for me and Jackie, and we would call each other and be like, what phone call are you on now? Kind of stuff.
I'm on 3, what about you? 6.
Yeah.
Dang, you're ahead.
And it would actually sadly be better when we were together going through it. Like, she would be like waking up, all right, time for my phone calls. And I'm like, my phone calls too. Honestly, guys, we were just having issues with his GI office. He called like 3 weeks ago, and they said they'll give him a call back. So we always give a chance to the doctor's office. What happened, Paul? It's been like, what, 2 weeks now, and they still never called back?
They never called back, and I think I understand why.
Oh, why?
Because when you call my doctor's office, they're not just an actual doctor's office. They actually do procedures in the office themselves. So my phone call was going to the nursing station, not to the office part of it. So they took notes, and they're like, who the hell is Paul? We don't have anybody in here. They're like, you know what, screw it. He's a ghost. He's calling in, whatever. So I think that's what happened, because today they're like, yeah, you need to dial this number because you go to the, the surgery area, not to the actual office. So fun story about why you have to call 4 times to the doctor's office. So Janice, when she first got her port and she needed to do her infusion therapies and her IV banana bags and stuff like that, we were going on a trip. And she needed it before the trip.
That was my most stressful time of my life.
And I took over 100%. I did everything for
handle it.
Okay, it was so stressful. Those were the days I literally called them 4 times a day. From a Friday is when I started. I finished, and I think I got it done by Thursday. That was every single day, 5 days basically, calling 4 times a day. Now coordinating, I would call the primary care doctor. Okay, perfect, they got the referral in, perfect. Then after that, I would call in the specialist. The specialist office would then now call in the home health company. The home health company, I would talk to them. Then they'd be like, oh no, it's through the insurance. I would call the insurance, home health, insurance. This whole back and forth. From my job, I would literally use like the scanners, like scan in paperwork, send everything, emails, like it was a nightmare. But
gosh, Paul, you make this sound super scary.
It is. No.
Honestly.
Here's the thing though. It really is scary if you don't have like a list of exactly what needs to be done, who needs to get called, and what has to happen. So I'd be like, I'll talk to the home health company. What do you need? Oh, we need this referral. We need this. We need that. Okay, perfect. I'll be right back. I'll call the insurance company, speak to a supervisor, whatever I had to find that and get those information sent over, expedite it. You name it. I've done it. It sucked, but I got it done. And unfortunately, I don't think if I wouldn't have done that, we would have been waiting like 2 to 3 weeks, maybe more.
There's no shame. I will not lie. When I first started this medical journey, I would be ashamed calling the doctors like 3 or 4 times. Me too. Oh my goodness, I understand they have so much other things to do. But if you don't, they forget about you like that. Paul has gone like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Nothing, no phone call. And we really do give like, the office a chance. But then when we see how they function, they're like, yeah, more times than not, we have to get in there and make this work. Well, guys, we are not done for today.
No.
It is still early in the morning and
the afternoon.
Don't ever feel embarrassed of your medical journey. And don't feel embarrassed to stand up for yourself. Advocate, call a million times because it is your life.
It's your health.
Exactly, that's on the line. So if no one's going to care about it, who else will? So guys, we hope this was educational. This helped a lot. This encouraged you to, fight the man. Yeah, I like that. Fight the man. So guys, for now, stay tuned for tomorrow. You'll be enjoying. Adieu and goodbye. Good morning. Bye.